Right. How did that demonstration of compassionate communication go down with you? Are you going to be practicing it with your partner? Please do, because the more you do that, the more you improve your communication and even your relationship. So let's get down to listening. We started this video series by talking about why doesn't my husband listen to me? Why is my wife not listening? And over the other videos you've watched, we've tried to look at the barriers to effective communication and also how you're communicating may be impacting how your partner listens to you. Now that we've shared with you a blueprint for communication that will surely improve your communication, let's now talk about listening. And here are 3 fundamentals I just want to bring to your mind. 1, many people listen to respond. And that is why they don't hear what their partners are saying. Because how can you respond mindfully and adequately when you don't even hear? Sometimes you're having conversations and already in your head you're preparing, just finish. I already know what I'll answer. And your partner can see it, right? As much as communication, it's more of non-verbal. Also, listening is also picked from non-verbal cues. So you can be there, but your partner can really know that you're not listening. Number 2 is something I heard my priest say one Sunday during the homily. And he was talking about how would you know that somebody respects you? And he said that if somebody respects you, the person would listen to you. And that struck something for me. Like, really, if you respect your spouse, you would really listen to them, pay attention to them. And so that is something. So when you're not listening to your partner, it speaks a bit about your perception of your partner. Imagine for a moment that somebody you hold in high esteem, it's before you and is speaking. You're going to be in rapt attention. Why are you not giving that rapt attention to your partner? Are you pretending not to know that perhaps your perception of your partner, there's something you need to fix there? Thirdly, the way we speak to our partners is influenced by the 4 P's. Remember them? Your parenting, your personality, your pains, and your personal development. Those 4 P's also impact the way you listen. So I'm not going to say them again all over. But think about it. It really reflects on how you listen. Because if you also grew up in a home where parents did not listen to you, they didn't listen to one another, it would impact you. Your personality, if you are the aggressive type that is always on the move, thinking about one goal or the other to achieve, it will affect your listening. If you're the person who is so playful that sometimes you're carried away with the play that you're not really listening, it could impact you. If you're that peaceful collaborator, and those are the personality class that are really good listeners, right? But every other personality can improve it. They are really good listeners because of their unique makeup. And then the impatient, critical, perfect critic, the meticulous ones, may not really give you time to explain yourself because they don't want to hear about any excuses, and so they are impatient also in listening. So which of this is something that you fall under, and how are you going to use personal development to improve yourself? So how can you listen? Now that you have learned how to communicate, how to speak respectfully, without blaming, without criticizing, and if you say, okay, if your partner is speaking to you kindly, I need to also listen so that my partner will know that I am really interested in seeing them, in validating them, and in understanding them. And I'm going to be sharing with you another 4 steps that can help to improve your listening. All right. The first one is that you have to listen with your whole body. Active whole body listening, because the way that you're observing your partner, you're listening to their words and also watching their non-verbal cues is also how your partner is watching your non-verbal cues to know if you're listening to them. So if you're listening whole body, you're not lounging down like, this depicts, I beg talk, let me be going. Or you're darting your eyes around the place, and it's not like you don't have to stare, but at least make eye contact. And you're not like, oh, the person is talking, you're scribbling, you're tapping your hands on the table, you're shuffling your feet. Like, it's like, come on, get over this. And your partner can feel it. Or you're feeling with your phone. Hey, in this age of social media, that is one thing that comes up a lot. And yours truly has been guilty of it, and is sometimes guilty of it. I must be vulnerable. All right, like maybe I want to end a conversation and they don't want to tell me something, and I'm fiddling, and once I notice there is no more speaking, I'm like, okay. Or he wants to watch something, or is watching something on YouTube, on Facebook watch, and I'm talking, and I just keep quiet. Once I keep quiet, he knows, like, okay. Whole body listening, that is something all of us need to practice, especially in this world that is filled with so much distraction. How can you listen? Participate with your whole body. That is very, very important. And it actually shows your partner that you respect them, you're interested in what they're saying, and you're truly present. That presence you bring to the conversation, it's a lot for your relationship. Step 2 is, as you're giving whole body attention, you want to listen with your heart. Don't listen with your head. Don't listen to respond. Don't listen and already in your head you're saying, okay, let I just finish, I know what to say. Or interjecting your partner. Even if you want to interrupt them, take permission. But I can tell you, it works better when you just allow them finish. Allow them have their turn, and then you can respond later. But if for any reason you want to ask for, you want them to take something again, or you didn't really catch something, please interject politely. But listen with your heart. Listen to what your partner is truly saying. If you have recognized that communication is actually a bit to connect, what is that gap that your partner is trying to fill, even if it is unspoken? What is that help that they want from you? What is that thing that she wants you to connect better in? That's what you should listen. So that's the second part to actually listening to your partner. Listen with your heart and not with your head. And be truly present there. Okay? Something I wanted to add to whole body listening is that you can actually demonstrate that you're listening with your body. So maybe your partner is saying something that resonates and you nod. It's like, I get you, right? So they know you are there. Or you like, okay. Or you just keep quiet, but I just need your whole body to be present, right? And the third step is with your whole body listening, and you're actually listening with your heart and not your head to really hear both the spoken and unspoken. Then this third part really does magic to conversation. That is where intimacy really happens in a conversation. And it is when you share what you heard with your partner. You summarize. That's the partner is now done speaking. It's not that you interject them to summarize. When your partner is done speaking, you, in your own words, summarize what you heard your partner said. Do you know what that does? It makes your partner feel like this person was truly here. He was actually listening to me. And so you go like, oh, what I hear you say is blah, blah, blah. Is it correct to say that? Did I hear you rightly? Blah. And you just summarize the key points. And you would notice, if you're very observant, if your sensory acuity is sharp, you will notice some changes in your partner's physiology, in their eyes, the brightness either increasing or dimming, like a smile when they really feel like you understand them. But if you're summarizing, maybe you were distracted and your partner noticed that you were distracted and the person said, you're not listening to me. Okay, what was it? You said you were listening and the person said, okay, what was I saying? What was I saying? And you can't recall what the person is saying. You know that you've broken that conversation. So it's really important to listen with your whole body and listen with your heart, and then summarize what you heard your partner say. And when your partner like reaffirms that, yes, that was what I said, or even they said, no, that wasn't it, you should be able to say, okay, please, could you take that part again? Maybe I didn't really get something, and they repeat it. That's conversation happening. That's communication happening, right? And then it takes to the fourth part. Now you make your comments. And making your comments is actually you responding to the request that your partner made. Remember, in compassionate communication, if you're practicing that, your partner would have shared observation, feelings, needs, and made a request. We've tried to share why it's important not to make a command, not to make unsolicited advice, not to threaten and all of that, but to make a request. Now, comment to what your partner has said. Is either you're validating them, I hear your feeling, I hear what you feel, or you're trying to speak to, or maybe an apology for not meeting that need or what you did, or saying that I heard the request, and then you respond. And you are not obliged to make promises that you can't keep, but it's important that you make a comment. That way you are able to tie it in. Now imagine that you have been practicing this listening skills, how it would have improved your relationship, how it would have deepened your intimacy. In the next video, we will attempt to demonstrate these listening skills, hoping that with what you just listened to me say and with the demonstration, then you can really get it and you can go ahead to practice it in your own marriage. So stay and watch the next video, and we will be right back in a bit.